through these doors. Presented by First Community Credit Union.
Hey there, we're here
to invite you
to join First Community Credit Union.
FCCU is the proud partner
of the University of North Dakota Athletics.
FCCU is here to coach you
through every financial play.
No turnovers.
Only buckets.
When you join FCCU,
you get the full UND experience.
Enjoy our exclusive
UND credit and debit cards.
So come see why.
Life is better with community at First Community Credit Union.
Can you say that? Oh, here.
There we go. Now we can put it in TV.
Come on. Give me kisses.
My name is Dan Johansson and I'm the head equipment manager for North Dakota Hockey. So bring his white loop back here. I played high school hockey, nothing crazy at all. I got a really bad concussion my senior year of high school and I just loved being around the game. It's just the relationship aspect of it, and I think that kind of fills into my HR background. But now I get to do what I love in hockey and do the people aspect of it.
Other one. I've been around a lot of really good people and a lot of great equipment managers, and he's right up there with kind of the work ethic and the habits and details. He checks all the boxes, and we're fortunate to have him here.
Just a reminder, we'd like you guys to bring your duffels. When I first got here, I was spending like non-stop hours here. I didn't travel with a student, so everything was just crazy amounts of time. But I still do spend a lot of time, more time than I probably should here.
Let's go, man!
A lot of times on game days, it's the quieter of the days. We spend more of our week getting ready for the game than the game day, rather than setting up a locker room and making it look good. But we want to make sure the room's looking perfect for them once they walk in on a game day. All right, let's go start packing some stuff in the truck. On the road, the days are a lot more busy. We get there, we land, we're going right to the rink. Sometimes we have to go right into practice, skate, go back to the hotel, drop off, go to dinner, and then sometimes we go back to the rink and finish up some things so we're not super late on Friday. Once we get the lines from Brad and we get the color jersey that we're wearing from Brad, we will go back to the rink and set up the locker room before the guys get there. We try to make it as similar as possible to our home locker room, so when they go into the rink, it's very, very similar, so they're not searching for stuff. And the little things that not a lot of people notice, but we for sure do.
13.
A lot of people think we're watching the game and get to enjoy it, but a lot of times we're watching for broken sticks. So if someone breaks a stick, that hopefully they're not going to get off the ice, so that we can give them a stick and go down and get one.
We always talk to our players about what's the next play. Be ready for the next play. Well, he is always ready for the next play.
Sometimes the job can get a little bit, overwhelming, especially in the, midst of the season. I remember when I did it, I was at my apartment and I just woke up out of mid-sleep and I couldn't move. I was just so anxious. I remember calling my mom at 3 a.m. as at the time, a 27-year-old guy, and I didn't know what to do. That is when I knew it was time. I think a lot of it for me started during COVID. My grandpa had passed away while we were in the bubble, and I think I had it beforehand. It kind of really started with a concussion back in high school, but I never really wanted to pinpoint it or accept it. Anxiety is a weird thing. You don't really understand it, but it can cause so many different things. I thought I was kind of just doing it alone, and I didn't know what to do, And I give a lot of credit to Peter Tomei. He kind of came out on Instagram, I think, admitting to some mental anxiety stuff that he couldn't figure out. And I remember I messaged him just kind of asking about it.
I remember it very clearly because that day was the Bell Let's Talk Day, which is the mental health awareness initiative. And I made that post when I was a senior, and it was the COVID season. And I had struggled with mental health stuff relating to, some OCD and some insomnia. I just remember thinking me 5 years ago when I was struggling for the first time, if I had seen a senior in college hockey like tweeting about that, it just would have made me feel better about what was happening.
Those bad days that I was having, no one would really know that. And I think just being able to see someone else that is in the same world as me and in the same rink as me and comes into my room every single day, that he was struggling with the same anxiety that we couldn't really pinpoint, was really, really helpful.
If Dan saw that and it made him feel better, made him feel the urge to reach out for some assistance or help or whatever, then it's great.
I got to a point where I finally had to ask for help, and I asked Dr. Greek, and I give him so much credit. Dr. Greek and Dr. Quinn at Altru were super, super nice about helping me and just sitting down with me and discussing with me. And
when you talk about the word anxiety and pressure and all that stuff, that's a real thing. And for me, when he talked about ways of trying to take a step back and taking a breath, I was all about that. And I think that's tough to do in this day and age of opening up and communicating. It's a position of strength, I feel, not a position of weakness.
Like I said, I don't think I would have done it without Peter, so I really give Peter a lot of credit. His name is Boon, and at the time I didn't really know it, but his name actually means good or a blessing, and that's really what he's been for me.
Come here. Come here. Give me kisses.
Well, I don't know who loves Boon more, him or me. When he came through the front door and he just said, hey, one way to kind of maybe help out is getting a dog, a pet. Well, I didn't even hesitate when he wanted it, and it's been great, not only for him, but for me too, and the rest of our players. I know back in his little area there, he has his dog, and our players love it.
He's been there through my best and through my worst as I was kind of just starting to figure out after the anxiety life. And I shouldn't say I'm done with it, it's still there, but it's obviously much better. It's really good to see the players come in and, if they need a moment, they can come in and sit with them or pet him or play with him or take him to the gym and play.
I mean, you can distract yourself. It's a stressful season sometimes. It's a long season, so 5 minutes at the beginning or middle of the day when you can go on and just play with Boon for a little bit, it really is a good refresher.
I don't really know what it is with Peter's post. It's just knowing that there's someone else out there that is suffering with the same stuff that you don't really realize. Like, anxiety affects everyone.
That was the whole point of the tweet that I did, was just if one person saw it and inspired them to reach out or feel better, then it would be well worth it.
You don't need to tell your story, like no one needs to, but it just helps get that feeling out of you that people know, and if they know that you are okay, then they might be okay, and I think that's the most important thing.
Through these doors, presented by First Community Credit Union. Life is better with community.